Hi, everyone. Everyone, we are getting started now. Welcome. Please take your seats.
Shoshana's bossier than I am, which is a shock to me. Welcome and thank you for joining us at the American Zionist Movement Biennial. We are honored to be your Biennial Co-Chairs, Channa Sheilds,
Shoshana Dweck,
and Ezzy Rappaport. We wish Ezzy a refuah shlema and are very sorry that he can't be here to enjoy the biennial that he helped to craft. First, some light housekeeping. The bathrooms are just outside, opposite the entrance to the room. Applause. Water will be on the tables, and there will be cookies at some point in the afternoon, which is almost as important as the bathroom. We will be in and out of this room and the breakout room, so please bust your own stuff to the extent possible, and make sure to take your stuff with you. Thank you to the UJA for hosting us for this biennial, providing both the space and security for us to gather together. In addition to the support of Brian Striano-Frazier and his team, and to Debbie Lyman, our logistics consultant, Ariana Heidemann-Tippergraf, our digital consultant, and our volunteers, Freda Daba, Barbara Dayan, Aliza Sklar, and Mickey Haim. At this time, when the Jewish community is dealing with the collective trauma of the October 7th terror attacks in Israel and the subsequent war in Gaza, it means so much to be together. We will take time to mourn, to reflect, and to express our support and love. We will listen to and inspire each other and develop paths forward together.
We know that you all put energy and effort to be here today. Now more than ever, your dedication and commitment makes a real impact. Thank you to AZM President Debbie Isaac and Board Chair Michael Laufer, and to Vice President of Programming Nomi Colton-Max, for your service to the AZM, as well as your hard work and input on the event. And we acknowledge with gratitude our staff partners, AZM's Executive Director, Herbert Block, and Allegra Arazi, the new AZM Programs and Operations Coordinator. They have both worked tirelessly, creatively, and compassionately to bring this event to fruition. When we began planning this event several months ago, we all felt the fissures within the Jewish people. We were excited to work together as representatives of our diverse AZM membership and with a commitment to find common ground. The biennial we started planning would have been a celebration of Israel at 75. So our initial concept was to use this convening as an opportunity to bring people together in unity around our shared Zionism and love of Israel. As we navigate this new post-October 7th world, we face profound challenges in Israel, in the United States, and around the world. That unity, our shared love of Israel, and our desire to see her flourish has become our comfort. It gives us strength and hope in these most painful of times. And so, the theme of this biennial remains unchanged: Zionism together.
We stand here before you, a cross-section of the AZM, different people from different walks of Jewish life, with different perspectives and different political leanings, and a shared commitment to Zionism and Am Yisrael. We acknowledge that in our work here together, it isn't always easy to truly hear and understand each other's perspectives. We experience that at times in our planning sessions too. But we were committed to Zionism together. Now, when so much of the world has turned against us, it is the time to lean into each other and make the commitment to learn to understand each other, to listen with open minds. Too much is at stake if we don't, so we ask you to open your minds and hearts to each other for the sake of Zion. A few program notes. In the interest of time and in order to maintain the flow of this program, we will not be providing long introductions for our speakers. Their bios can be accessed online using the QR code in your name tag. Please take the time to visit the Stars of Israel project station set up in the hallway to send a message of support to Israel that we will deliver to our partners in the World Zionist Organization.
At this biennial, we ask that you keep in mind our shared breed for respectful discussion. Listen actively. Try not to interrupt. What's learned here leaves here, but what's said here stays here. Share lessons, not someone else's personal story. Be present. Let's try to keep phones at a minimum in our session and discussion rooms. And be focused. No side conversations, particularly in the breakout rooms. And finally, take space and make space. We want to hear all voices in each room, including yours. The topics of Israel and Zionism are tender. This may give rise to strong emotional feelings, sometimes due to the communal reality, other times from personal impact. If you need a moment, take a moment. Take deep breaths, ground yourself, and leave the room if you need to. These are difficult times. We have a respite space set up in room 717. It's the last room on the end here. It'll be there throughout the biennial. And during our main programming hours of 1 to 5 p.m. today and 10 to 2 tomorrow, it will be staffed with Rabbi Adam Huttel and Rivka Nissel, a licensed clinical social worker and director of Jewish Community Services at the Jewish Board. They are here to support you, and we are so grateful to them for providing this service.
Once again, the program is designed to strengthen our relationships with one another and provide opportunities to focus on that which unites us. It will provide us with tools to accomplish our mission, develop action items as we move forward, and as importantly, celebrate those who have given so much to the Zionist cause. I would now like to introduce Rabbi Menachem Creditor to sing Hatikva.
Kolon balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulfatei mizrach kadima ayin letzio Sophia. Od lo avda tikvateinu, hatikva bat shnot alpayim, liot am chovshi be'artzeinu, Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim, liot am chovshi be'artzeinu, Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim.
Thank you, Rabbi Creditor. I'm Herbert Block, Executive Director of AZM. It's now my pleasure to introduce Yitzhak Levitt, who will lead us in the prayer for the State of Israel and the prayer for the Chayilim, followed by Michal Slavnik-Kababia. Michal is the new Nitziga, the head of the Mishlachat of the delegation of the World Zionist Organization in North America, and she started today. She arrived in New York on Friday, and she'll be our partner for the next several years, sitting in our office, and looks forward to working with all of you. And she will be speaking right after we have the tefillot. I'll take a moment of personal privilege to introduce Yitzhak Levitt. It's an honor to have him here. He is the chair of the Givati Brigade Association. My son is a lone soldier in the Givati Brigade, and we met a few months ago and found out recently that he was going to be in New York. And the Givati, traditionally in the southern part of Israel, is on the front lines. Half the Chayalim who have sadly fallen the last 2 weeks have been from the Givati Brigade. And it's an honor to have you here to lead us in the prayer for the State of Israel and the prayer for the Chayalim. Thank you, Yitzhak. Yes, please rise.
Before the bless, I just want to say a few words. First of all, Ine Matov Umanaim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. I know that there are organizations from different backgrounds, but all of them hopefully unified under the Zionism and the love to Israel. I want to thank everybody here for the opportunity to say a few words. Thanks for standing with us, standing with Israel. And I want to say something else. I think that the Jewish people have an historical role to bring the word of God with the Torah to the nations, to bring values and moral. But we have one more important role: to fight the evil. And right now, one of the most cruel evils is embodied in a murderer terrorist organization, Hamas. And IDF is in the front line of this war against the evil. And Givati Brigade is in the front lines against Hamas. Our brigade was chosen to lead the opening act of the war on Friday. Unfortunately, so far, half of the fallen soldiers are from our brigade, 15. Yesterday there was another one. There is no doubt that the result of this war will be only one: the complete elimination of Hamas as a terrorist organization, both in its military and political arms. Thank you. אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו, הגן עליה בעברת חסדך, ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך, ושלח אורך ועמיתך לראשיה, שריה ויועציה, ותקנם בצד טובה מלפניך. חזק את ידי מגיני ארץ קודשנו, והנחילן אלוהינו ישועה ועטרת ניצחון תיאטרם, ונתת שלום בארץ ושמחת עולם ליושביה. ותכינו כל בית ישראל, פקוד נא בכל ארצות פזוריהם, ותוליכם מהרה קוממיות לציון עירך, ולירושלים משכן שמך, ככתוב בתורת משה עבדך, אם יהיה נידחך בקצה השמיים, משם יקבצך אדוני אלוהיך, ומשם ייקחך. והביאך אדוני אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר ישו אבותיך ורשת, והיטיבך והרבך מאבותיך. ומל אדוני אלוהיך את לבבך ואת לבב זרעך לאהבה את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך למען חייך. ויחד ליבנו לאהבה וליראה את שמך, ולשמור את כל דברי תורתך. ושלח לנו מהרה בן דוד משיח צדקך לפדות מחכי קץ לישועתך, והופע בהדר גאון עוזך על כל יושבי תבל ארצך, ויאמר כל אשר נשמה באפו, אדוני אלוהי ישראל מלך ומלכותו בכל משלה, אמן סלע. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ואנשי כוחות הביטחון העומדים על משמר ארצנו וערי אלוהינו, מגבול הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים, ומן הים הגדול ועד לבוא הערבה, ובכל מקום שהם, ביבשה, באוויר ובים. ייתן אדוני אלוהינו את אויבינו הקמים עלינו ניגפים לפניהם. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשי ידיהם. ידבר שונאינו תחתיהם ויעטרם בכתר ישועה ובעטרת ניצחון, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, כי אדוני אלוהיכם ההולך עמכם להילחם לכם עם אויביכם, להושיע אתכם, ונאמר אמן.
Mrs. Debbie Isaac, President of the AZM, Mr. Michael Laufer, National Board Chair of the AZM, Mr. Herbert Block, Executive Director of the AZM, board members, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am humbled and honored to stand before you as the new representative of the WZO in North America. My journey to this role began in Southwest Virginia, where I was born and raised. 15 years ago, I made Aliyah, fulfilling the Zionist dream. Just 2 days ago, my husband, our 3 children, and I arrived in New York to begin our shlichut from a small town in central Israel called Tzor Yitzchak. In our tight-knit community of Tzor Yitzchak, where everyone knows each other, we have been deeply affected by Hamas's attack on Israel. Our friend's daughter, Roni Esher, a soldier who served at the Nachal Oz base as a communications lookout, had been missing since October 7th. A few hours before our departure for the airport, her parents and Eyal received notice that her remains had been identified. My feelings of excitement for our journey turned somber as I saw neighbors walking over to the Esher family in the nearby park filling up with people lighting candles in Roni's memory. It's very difficult not being there with my dear community during one of its most trying times and for Roni's funeral, which is taking place at this very moment. As strongly as I felt that my shlichut was important before October 7th, today I know that it is even more significant. Minutes before we left, I spoke with Eyal and promised him that I would share his daughter's story so that her memory would not be lost. My shlichut begins during a period of great challenge for Israel and the entire Jewish people. Raised in a small Jewish community in the US and having worked to build connections between Israel and Jewish communities worldwide, I understand the critical importance of the ties between Israel and North America. I stand before you as the representative of the WZO, committed to fortifying the connection between our community and Israel. Our journey, ever evolving, is rooted in enhancing Jewish life in our Zionist spirit. Together, we'll deepen our bond with Zionism and support those moving to Israel, ensuring they're woven seamlessly into its societal fabric. We'll cultivate our education in Jewish, Hebrew, and Zionist traditions so our culture doesn't just survive but thrives. Our mission is also to celebrate our heritage, combat anti-Semitism, and advocate for our rights with vigor. Engaging our community will cultivate the growth of our Zionist values and reinforce our unity. Investing in Israel's growth and resilience remains paramount as we stand united in our cause, a cause I embrace with honor and deep-seated duty. I also stand before you today to share an update on the recent endeavors of the WZO during Operation Swords of Iron. The WZO, along with partner organizations, has initiated more than a dozen projects and solidarity activities to support evacuees, bereaved families, hostages, and soldiers. We have opened an international center at Mount Herzl for collecting institutional donations from companies and large donations. I'd like to thank the AZM for raising over $150,000 for the WZO Moked in operations starting from the very first week. Diaspora advocacy has been a key focus of the WZO, as has been supporting youth movements in Israel and the diaspora, providing resources and guidance to youth leaders. Through the My Home is Your Home project, we house displaced families in Israel by connecting them with Jews in the diaspora in Israel who have vacant properties. In a collaborative effort with Naamat, an international campaign has been launched to mobilize women worldwide in response to Black Saturday, advocating for the release of hostages that have been held and that have been abducted to the Gaza Strip. We also have embarked on an initiative to distribute commemorative prayer and spirit-strengthening bracelets, which combine the feelings of cohesion, unity, and victory. The bracelets are here available for you on your tables. Through additional initiatives, we are reaching out to Shoah survivors, Olim, children, and Israeli farmers in the South. You can read in detail about all the initiatives on the WZO website or in the recent AZM newsletter. These concerted WZO efforts aim to provide support to the global Jewish community, educate the public about Israel's situation, and foster solidarity. In closing, my role as the WZO representative in North America goes beyond strengthening our community's ties. It's about ensuring that the voices of North American Jewry are heard in the Zionist discourse. It's about keeping the vision and values of Zionism alive and vibrant within our community. As we confront challenges here and in Israel, let us remember that the Jewish people are strongest when we stand together in unity and solidarity. Together, we can overcome any obstacle and continue building a brighter future for the Jewish people. As we work tirelessly to support our community, let us keep Roni Eshel, her family, and all families affected by the atrocities of October 7th in our hearts, and let us do everything in our power to bring home the hostages. Am Yisrael Chai. Thank you.
Michal, thank you. And we are so sorry to hear about the loss. And just to know, you mentioned the Women's Action. At the end of our programming today, we'll make an announcement to be able to take a Women's Solidarity photo as well.